With many analysts in the US calling for an impending recession, Cathie Wood and the team at Ark Invest believe the opposite. They believe it's going to be boom time. With trade deals coming in, inflation falling, and Trump's executive orders being signed at a blazing speed, they say it's about to be risk on. And so in this video we'll be covering why Ark believe the recession has actually been and gone, then why the rebound is going to be explosive for all risk assets, booming at a 50% compound annual growth rate, and then we'll finish with the latest Bitcoin price prediction as they've just updated it and it's bigger than ever. Okay, so first up, with many in traditional finance calling for a recession, here is why Ark believes the recession's already been and gone and why it's now boom time. And so, while everyone's calling for a recession coming in the US, Ark Invest believe that it's already happened. And this is something unique to Ark that they had pointed out, is that this time around, going from almost 0% on the interest rates, the Fed jacked it up and it turned out to be over a 20x. So this slammed the brakes on the economy. It's never been done like this before. And so for the last few years, there's been major headwinds and they say the recession has already happened. Now, when looking at existing home sales, you can see they've been absolutely crushed since December 2021, coming all the way down, and it's been subdued at this level here. And if we rewind the clock, it's not been this low since the COVID low. And then go back again, what do we see? The 2008 financial crisis and into the deep recession that happened here. So existing home sales are pretty much at these 2008 levels or COVID low. So they say the big recession has already happened. When it comes to the ISM manufacturing, if we recall, 50 is the level where if it's below 50, this is a contraction and normally a recession. 2008. COVID low, and it's been below 50, and only recently it's just starting to break back above the 50. So again, this backs up what they're saying. The recession has already been. And then if we look at US consumer sentiment, you can see it's absolutely fallen off a cliff. It doesn't matter if it's the top third, the bottom third, or the middle third. Sentiment right now is in the toilet, which is why everyone believes the recession is actually coming. Now, Ark have built their thesis on the framework that there is a huge convergence in technology, a huge tech revolution, and they cover things like crypto, digital wallets, humanoid robots, rockets, etc. And they're saying all of this with AI at the center, like a rocket booster, bringing all this together, converging. There's going to be an absolute boom time because of technology. Now, one of the big things people are looking at is the CPI data, what's happening with inflation. Obviously, it's come down a lot, but if trueflation is correct, then it's predicting that inflation is just going to keep coming down at least for the next month. So with inflation going down, this is obviously great for the markets as well. If we get a really good CPI print today, this is very good for risk assets. Now, this was an interesting piece. This is the Ark Disruptive Innovation Portfolio Premium against the S&P 500. So this being the average line going through the middle. And basically, when this is above, this means that the Ark portfolio, but this is also going to be things like small cap stocks and also crypto, is massively outperforming the S&P 500. And when it falls below, this means the risk stuff is getting crushed compared to the S&P 500. And as you can see, it's at really low levels. It has been for the last couple of years, and they're calling for a major reversion to the mean. As we all know, pretty much everything in life is cyclical, going from overvalued to undervalued. And next up, they believe it's risk on and back to overvalued. And they also give a breakdown. So in gray, this is the non-disruptive part of the market. This is the Mag 6, the big tech stocks, and then this is the disruptive innovation. So non-disruptive has led for quite a few years, but they believe the next 5-year plan that the risky part of the market is going to be compounding at 50%. So risk assets and tech stocks set to boom. And then finally, Ark have been quite well known for giving their big Bitcoin price prediction. This one going back a couple of years ago, where they said that the bear case was going to be around 300,000, and this is a 5-year target to 2030, base case being 700, and they had their big bull case of 1.5 million. Well, they've just redone their big price prediction. So remember, this was 300,000 and 1.5. And with the latest release, their bear case is now 500,000. Their base case has now moved to over 1 million, and the bull case a huge $2.4 million per Bitcoin. So obviously they see massive things coming for Bitcoin, and obviously if Bitcoin hits these targets, then altcoins are going to rip as well. And pretty much most of this is just coming from 3 places. Most of it will be coming from institutional investment. Obviously, they have way more money than the retail. Then the next big slice is going to be taking market share from digital gold. So taking market share off gold into the new digital gold. And then the smaller piece coming from emerging markets, and everything else making up this final piece. So obviously for the next 5 years, even the bear case is an amazing scenario for everybody in crypto. So I, for one, hope that the team at Ark Invest, all these analysts, have hit the nail on the head, and boom time is coming for all. Now, just the final slide, as US CPI is about to drop today, and it's a really, really important one. It's going to be the one for April. And if you remember, April the 2nd, which was around about here, was the Trump tariff liberation day, where all these tariffs got slapped on the rest of the world, and everybody's been saying that it's going to be causing inflation. So if trueflation is correct, then from the 2nd, well, taking it from the 1st, there should be a nice drop in CPI for April. Best case scenario, we could be seeing CPI at 2%, which would be amazing, but trueflation is definitely not recording an uplift. So all eyes on CPI today. Could we finally be seeing a 2% inflation?
So we think the flight to safety into gold was more of a, hey, let's readjust and get this back into some kind of trend line. So with that, I hope I've conveyed we're really excited about how the market is beginning to shake off 3 headwinds: interest rates, convergence or narrowness of the market, and valuation. And we think that we're being set up here for some important surprises to the upside, as many strategists and economists worry that we're heading into a recession. We'll be talking more and more about the productivity-driven recovery that will spell the end of the rolling recession.
With many calling for a recession in the US, Cathie Wood and the team believe that it's boom time. They say the recession has already been and gone. Risk assets are going to be compounding at 50% per year, and they just upped their latest Bitcoin price prediction, now starting at 500,000 up to 2.4 million in just the next 5 years. And finally, don't forget, today we have the latest CPI print, and we're finally going to find out what has these Trump tariffs actually done to inflation. And if trueflation is correct, then we're going to see another nice drop. So there you are, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Now you tell me, what do you think is coming our way? Boom time or recession? Let me know below. Also, any burning questions, simply use super thanks below. However, just remember to get rid of 100% of the comment spam and trading bots that plague YouTube comments. We are trying out the new super thanks commenting system. So to get your question or comment read and replied to, or just to say thanks, then use super thanks below. And for now, just to say, if you did enjoy anything in the video, then drop a like, and a big thank you to everyone who does, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.